Hey, welcome to Talk Tuesday. So, today our topic is, are you still confused about money? So, we're talking about that today because most people aren't bad with money. They're just confused about what's really happening. So, stay tuned. Hey. All right. So, welcome to Talk Tuesday. Let me pull my comments up so I can see. Really quick before we get started, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I let you all know that I had to, like figure out my schedule as I didn't know which days I might have to take off because we're live every week as far as returning home after the fire. And we're not going to be returning home this month. So, hi, thanks for tuning in. So, we're not going to be returning home this month. We're going to be returning home next month. So I'll be here all this month and the beginning of May, and I'll be taking the last week of May, and then depending on how long it takes me to get settled and get my setup together, in my new office when I return back home, so I can get back to the setup that you guys remember seeing in the background. So I'll keep you posted. But while I am away, of course, there'll still be a video that posts every Tuesday. I haven't decided what time. I might let it go early so you guys don't have to wait till 6 for it, but I'll figure it out. And I'm sure, not sure, I'm positive that I will let you all know the last Saturday. I wish it was Saturday, huh? The last Tuesday that I'm with you all, let you know everything that's going on, and then, the series that I've already decided I'm gonna put a series together so the videos go together. So when you are watching, you're still getting something from it and something that can, keep you interested. Okay. All right. So want to see something cool? This what I used to go live, they have something new on here. So every time I get on here, there's something new. So, it's a poll. So I don't know. I know you should be able to see it on YouTube. Now we're also streaming to LinkedIn also on here today. If you don't know, each week we stream to a different place. It's always YouTube, but the other, the secondary is always rotating. So it's other places get to see us. But anyway, so we're going to be celebrating 5 years in business, whoop, 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 July 1st. So I'm going to have a celebration for that. So save the date, July 8th. But just messing around with the poll, if you see the poll on the screen, either, I don't know if it, like how it works, let me know, or um, see if you can respond to it. So I'm just messing around with this because this is new to me. Let's see. Thank you very much. I'm excited for being in business. And I guess this was something I was doing since 2006, and I actually decided to make it a business in 2021, which was something really good. I'm glad I got to do and to, become more serious about it. It made me go back to school for accounting. So it was wonderful. So can you guys see the poll? Let me know. Can you see the poll? Because while I'm talking, it is on the screen. Does it let you answer it, or because I don't know. This is something new, but I don't wanna waste too much time with it, but I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So, alright, so let's get to the actual live, what we're here for, and I'll leave it there to see if you all can see it, and if you can't, that's fine. That's something just thank you very much. Just something that, if it's something that that actually works or something we can be interactive with on the live, I can be asking different things. I can plan the questions in advance. You don't see it. Okay. All right. So I will pull it down, and it's something that's new. So uh, it's okay if you don't see it. So I was just trying it out. I like to try new things with you all. Another comment. See it, can't do anything. Okay. Oh, thank you guys for just trying. I appreciate it. Wait. Okay. All right. Wait. I'll leave it up and I'll move on with the live, which you're really here for. But that could just be me. All right. All right. So I don't want to distract you guys. I'm sorry. But of course, this is Financial Literacy Month. We are rolling with our topic for the month, which is financial literacy in real life. So today we're talking about being confused with our money, and it doesn't mean we're confused with our money. I'm sorry. I think I see it now on the left hand corner. Yes, that's where it's supposed to be. It might be something that only works on the, like, on the computer. I'm not sure. And then I'll try it. I'll watch the replay afterwards and see if it lets me do anything. Maybe not after I'm no longer live, I'm not sure. But, being confused with your money, it doesn't mean that you're irresponsible. It doesn't mean that you don't care about your money or, things are going wrong, but I see it, but I can't type it. Okay. All right. I'll look further into it. I shouldn't have tried it as soon as they told me they added it anyway. I was excited. I was like, "Oh, something cool for everyone to use." But all right, so we'll figure it out. We'll get better with it, and then I will learn more about it so that I can maybe assist you better and find out, if it's not on mobile or it's only on the computer and what we're supposed to do. Try to put like comment number one or number two. Also try that because I do know that it will show the answers in one and two, and see if you put the number in the comment if that will trigger it to send that answer to the poll. Maybe that could be it. But I know there's a slight delay, so I'm gonna keep talking anyway. So, just try it. But yep, 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 yep. So you put the number in the comment and it actually popped up on the screen. Okay, so you can't necessarily click it, but you can put the number to the answer and it goes on. That's really cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for helping me, test that out. That's awesome. All right, so we're going to go over a couple of reasons why you may be confused with your money, and it's it's life. These are things that you'll realize that some might you might relate to, some you might not, but it's something that happens, and that's what. Oh, it worked on my side. It turned dark. Yes, yes, it did. All right, so let's see. What I have, the first thing I have on here. Most people are confused with their money because they've never really been shown how to, work with their money in real life. They're never really sit down like, hey, this is your income. These are your expenses. This is what you should do with it. This is how you handle it. This is a due date. This is like going over things like this is what savings is. This is what credit is. This is important because, a lot of people, are confused about money because they weren't taught that. They weren't taught how to do it, how to think about it, how to understand it. You might have learned it in pieces. Like, okay, this is don't spend too much money. So this is something when you're, save your money. You have to be able to save. Like, some people might have told you that piece, or somebody might have said something like, okay, make sure you pay your bills on time. And, so you're getting pieces of it. You don't have a full system in place, so to say. So that can help you, not help you, but that can cause you to be confused about your money because you don't really know all of it. You just know this piece. I was told this piece. I was told that piece. And, maybe you don't realize how it all works together for your life. And you just, focus on one thing at a time, which is not a bad thing, but it's hard when you have all other things that you need to be focusing on. Okay. Having that budget so that you have that plan to do what you need to do, to make sure that you're doing some savings, to make sure that you have enough income to pay for everything, to make sure you are actually paying down your debt, to make sure you're able to adjust it when things change. So just not having it all in place, not knowing everything will, cause things to not work as they should, make things harder for you. So that's a big one that causes people to be confused with their money. It's not that they, don't want to. They just never been shown the whole thing. They just might have been maybe their parents, their focus was, okay, maybe when I was younger, I didn't have a lot. So I'm going to make sure I tell you to save so that you'll always have some money. Or maybe someone who had a lot of money and they said, okay, so I had a lot of money, but what I was taught is you need to invest. So different people might know different aspects of it and focus on different things, which could cause you confusion because you're only focusing on certain parts instead of the whole thing. So that's why you could be confused with your money. It doesn't mean you're bad with it. It's just you're confused with it, and that's holding you back from doing better. I have also listed here, you start and stop with your finances. So for you, it's like, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to be on track with this, and I am going to, finally do what I have to do. I'm motivated to keep on going. And then we create that budget. We're tracking everything. I'm paying attention to my transactions. I'm peeking at my bank account. I'm making sure I'm watching everything. And then something happens in life and you fall off. And it's not, on purpose, but sometimes things happen, it throws us off, and it's life. and then it might be harder for you to get back, or I'm going to come back, or, and then it doesn't happen. So you start off with, all that effort and, you're doing good, you're building the consistency, but then you lose your rhythm, so to say, because something threw you off. And then by then, sometimes we get in our own head and it's just like, I know, I haven't, been checking things, so my account's probably in the negative. I'm not even going to look. And then you don't look. And then, I always say, look, rip the band-aid off, go ahead and look. Because one, it might not be as bad as you think. Two, you might still be good and you could be looking and catch something right before something could be going bad, or something could go wrong. So don't waste time not looking. Just go ahead and look. Go ahead and look, because whatever is going to happen, not looking is going to make things worse by the time you actually look. So if you were on track and you fell off, just get right back on track. You can do it. You did it the first time. You can do it the next time, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth. You know what I mean? Don't give up. All right. Another thing I have on here is, sometimes we take on too much information. We want to do better with our finances, and we are listening to this person, that person, this person, that person, and we are, and not saying that, this person or that person is wrong, but you could be hearing so many different things. Like, okay, this person is saying, I need to be saving. I need to focus on saving. This person, like I said a moment ago, investing. This person say, I need to invest. You need to open up this life insurance. You need to open up this IRA. You need to get this high yield savings account. You should be buying this stock. Like, you'll hear different things and different things to focus on, or you should be trying to get you some real estate property, or go get you a vending company. Like, you'll hear so many things coming at you. And at least I hear it, or that could be just the people I'm following. But you'll hear so many different things going on, and you'll have so much information coming to you. And it's like, well, where the heck do I start? Where do I begin? Because I want all of this. So then you're in a matter of, you're confused on not what to do, because you're probably listening and hearing everyone out, but where do I begin? Because I can't do it all. Where should I start? What's my first step? What's should I be doing? So that sometimes we'll get in our own way, because we want to know some stuff. We want to know more. So we're, and that's something I'm guilty of. I want to learn this. I want to learn that. I'm signing up for this. I'm signing up for that. I'm taking this class. I'm going to, so much going on. It's like, oh my God, how am I going to get it all done? How am I going to learn it all? So that's something that happens too. And that causes us confusion. And we are just have so much going on. And it's not a bad thing. It's just a matter of, we gotta just take a second and just say, all right, what do I want to do first? What do I believe, or what do I feel is the best starting point for me? Because we can't listen to other people, because what might be best for this person's start might not be best for your start. You might already have savings. They might have a lot of debt. You don't have a lot of debt. You might have like a nice amount of income, a comfortable income. Maybe they don't. So different people will start in different places. So that's another thing too. You have to kind of focus on what's actually happening with you. It's just not enough time in the day. Yes, it is not enough time in a day. So, sometimes we get confused, just too much information, and that's possible. And this one kind of rolls right into what I was just saying. You don't know what to focus on. Like, should I focus on the debt? Should I focus on the savings? Should I try to do both? Am I working against myself if I try to do both? You know, it's different things. So you might do a little bit of everything, or nothing at all, because I don't know where to start. So that can cause us to be confused and to not move, and just moving slow, getting frustrated, like, oh man, I know I can do this. I want to do this. And then you're like, should I do this? And then we're just in our own head back and forth. I should do this, second guessing, and then nothing happens. The last one I have is, we haven't fully slowed down to look at our money, and that's a big one. That is a big one. And we talk about this more often than not. And then, this being Financial Literacy Month, it's important that we definitely talk about this. That we get busy. We get busy, and I I'm busy. Okay, I'm working. I'm a new mommy. I have a 1-year old. I'm taking classes. I'm a business owner. We're trying to get things back together, from the fire. Even tonight, we have to work on some house stuff, with that. It's so much, you're busy. So we sometimes don't have time to slow down and say, "Hey, let me look at my bank stuff. Let me see how much I have in here. Let me see what's going on because I'm doing this for this person, doing this for that person. Take care of this, take care of that. Um, Got to get some rest." That's always last on the list, but gotta get some rest. That should be first. But sometimes we just never slow down to really understand our money. So then it comes something that, I'm responding to it, so to say. I get an alert, up, let me see what's going on with my bank account. Instead of just going in and looking at your bank account. So that's something that happens to a lot of people. So I thought that was a good one to end on because a lot of us are just busy. We're just busy and we don't make the time for it. We make time for other things. And when we realize that our finances are important enough to set a money date, you know, and just sit down and look over your finances. So that's what you should do. All right. So don't let these things keep you confused with your money. And that's not necessarily you don't know what to do, but they could be slowing you down and causing you to become confused. So I hope that was helpful. When do I sleep? I know. I sleep for a little bit at nighttime, and it's really good that he's finally started sleeping through the night. We are what, 21 months. He's 21 months. He just started sleeping through the night. I've had one full week of sleeping through the night. So trust me, I was needing toothpicks. And then I would go into work early. Some days I go in early. I try to go in early. I work typically 8 to 4, but I've been trying to do 6 to 4. Um, so, that's even longer work day. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's what I mean. And just like my schedule, other people have busy schedules. So a lot going on. It might be different things you're doing, but you could be doing a lot, caring for a family member, um, so, we're just busy. But we just had to set that date aside. If it's every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, I'm going to take 15 minutes to look at my finances. Or every Thursday at 6 a.m. before I get started. Or, you'll just set a time. Set a time that works for you. Set a time that's beneficial to you. I definitely would say check your finances before your payday. Something that I do that I think is really cool. Of course, I always want to share it, but before I get paid, I go in and I see what's everything that's in my checking account, and move it over to my savings account. So every time I get paid, I am working with my income, just my income. So that helps me to save a little bit more because I'm only focusing on what I make. I'm living off of what I make, not leaving the money in there like, oh, I have more money. Nope. If I did last week with this pay, I can do it this week with this pay. And that will help me to save for other stuff. So there's different things you can do. Just a little something I do. Of course, that might not work for you, but here and there might make you think of a different way. You could do something different. So, use your checking your finances to help you come up with cool ways to make it fun, to make it interesting, and see different things that you can do to improve whatever your goal might be for your finances. And that's another one. I haven't talked about that in a while, but make sure you set your financial goals so you know what you're working towards, and it can motivate you to keep going. Like, okay, so I set a goal for this. I did this. I'm going to keep going, and I saved the 100. I want to say the 200, or I paid off 500 from this card, or I paid this card off completely. Set the goal so it can motivate you to keep going. Okay. All right. So, we leave with reflection questions. So, the first question I have on here is, where do I feel most of my confusion with my finances? So, that's something to think about. And like I said earlier, one person's confusion could be different from someone else's confusion. So, just think internally, not what others might be confused about. Just think about what causes you confusion. It might not be making you confused on your finances as far as you don't know what's happening, but confused on how to move forward. Okay, so just think about that. Another one, what would clarity change for me? If I got clear on something with my finances, how would that change things for me? Everything was very helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad it was helpful. And that is my desire to come in, have a short live with you to just give you a couple tips, couple scenarios, talk a little bit, and kind of make things real for you, and hope that it's helpful. So to hear that it's helpful, I appreciate that. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. All right. So before we go, as always, I'll let you know I have a free offer, which is my free 5-minute financial help check. So if you are confused about your finances, it's a great way to get started to help you see what everything is, where you're at, what you should be focusing on. That will help you. All right. So you can go to enhancingyourfinances.com to download it, put your email address in, and send it over to you. I have a little, let's see, QR code for it. Again, I don't know if that works if you're on a computer or not, but oh, I see the poll results when I pulled that up. 2 of you responded. Oh, why, thank you. That's cool. So, but if you want to download it, go ahead and download it. And don't just download it. Make sure if you download it that you actually do it so you can actually see what you should be working on. All right, you can go to enhancingyourfinances.com. It's right at the top of the screen. You won't even have to scroll down. The button should be right there. Make it easy for you, okay? You're welcome. You see it? Gave some different ideas for me. Yay! I am glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so I'll see you all next week for our week 3 of Financial Literacy Month, where we'll continue talking about financial literacy in real life. All right, so have a great evening. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you soon.